Yeah, no problem.
Welcome to another episode of The Latest with Maya. Today I am having a conversation with actor George Newbern. George has been in so many different projects, including Scandal, The Father of the Bride movies, Adventures in Babysitting, and had a recurring role as Danny in Friends, as well as a guest starring role in Grimm. Thank you so much for being on my show. I
Of
feel
course. Thank you.
very lucky to be speaking with you.
My pleasure.
So let's get started. So, who has had the biggest impact on you professionally?
Um, Professionally, gosh, so many different people. I would say, an acting teacher I had out in Los Angeles was Larry Moss, was an influence on me. A director named Peter Werner, who just passed away, was a big influence in my life, creatively out in Hollywood. Um, but the many directors, Shonda Rhimes, huge influence on my career and meeting a lot of really interesting and smart people. Um, the list is endless. Michael Chernichin, who I worked with on Bull, who used to run Law and Order. Gosh, many more, but those would stand out for me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So who has had the biggest impact on you personally?
Personally, oh gosh, well, my wife, I would have to say, I've been married for 34 years, so she's, in my, we joke because she's an actress as well, and she she and I spend so much time together when one of us is not working on something. We have the equivalent of like 3 or 4 different marriage lifetimes together. So it's a challenge, but it's really good. Most people, one of the people usually leaves the house for 9 hours, 10 hours a day, but we're with each other all the time. So we have yeah. So I would have to say she's the biggest influence in my life, no question.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Uh, um, so what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
Genre, my God. Oh, probably a comedy. Definitely a comedy. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
Small things every day that bring me joy. Gosh, I love working out, being physical, doing something first thing in the morning to get wake my brain up and get the day started. I love getting that done. And then an amazing cup of coffee, which I may be having right now. And a little quiet time, a little meditative prayer moment, a little 10 minutes. That's important to sort of to center before you start your day. And uh, you know, I think that's just getting my day started is the most important. If I don't start properly, I always feel like I'm trying to catch up. It doesn't, if that sounds right.
Yeah.
But I like the routine of a morning ritual.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love just finding yeah, joy in the small things.
Yes, indeed. Because that's at the end of the day, that's all there is.
Yeah.
That's all there is. Because even if something really, really big happens, that's amazing. Because oh, if only I get, that one big thing. When you do get that big thing, it lasts about 30 seconds and then it becomes about a small thing. Then it
Yeah.
becomes like, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Or I'm cold. Are you cold? Or you da, da, da. The big thing becomes something a very small detail very quickly.
Yeah.
So in terms of what you think it's going to do for you, I think my one of the biggest things that I've learned is that it really is about these small moments, the small moments in your day, in your life with the people that you love.
Yeah.
That's all there is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not achievement is great, but it's you achieve only insofar as that you're able to spend quality time with the people that you want and maybe eat out occasionally at a nice restaurant. Maybe that's one good thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it really is some, it's it's a fool. It's a fake out. The other stuff is a
Yeah,
big fake out
yeah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Um, so what is something that you've accomplished as an adult that your younger self would be proud of?
Mm. Uh, my younger self. Uh, um, I think I think my younger self would be proud of the fact that I've been able to, or I've been fortunate enough to have been able to have a family and have a quote unquote somewhat normal life amidst a very not normal environment in Hollywood. I think that's been I would as a young man, I would looking ahead as wanting to be an actor. I was like, gosh, I bet, but I won't be able to do all those other things that I want to do, which is have a house and have a family and da 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 da. All those things that I wanted to be able to do, but I also wanted to be an actor. So, as a young man, I was not sure that was going to happen. So I'm proud of myself in the sense that um, that has happened, but it's not really up to me. I think it's been so many other people have. I stand on the shoulders of about 150,000 people,
Yeah.
and a lot of luck and a lot of good fortune and blessings for sure.
Well, I love that. Yeah. So I am pop culture obsessed
Mm,
and I
mm,
go in stages of
sure,
shows that I cannot stop watching.
sure, sure.
There a show that you are currently obsessed with?
Which is that?
No, is there a show
Oh,
that
oh, is there a show that I'm currently obsessed with?
yeah.
Oh, oh, this is not going to be a great answer, but my wife and I have been uh, lately watching a lot of YouTube,
Oh,
and I mean, I love the narrative shows on television. Some of it's been good. I was a big fan of Succession when that was on, but I went to school with two things. We went to school with Stephen Colbert at Northwestern, and Stephen Colbert is he remembers me. We weren't great friends, but he was in our sort of extended friend group. So uh but now we're obsessed with him. We watch him all the time. Like, God, but I don't know how to reach out. So Steve, if you're watching this, reach out. Anyway, I just think he's so smart and funny. And anyway, we were obsessed with Steve Colbert. But the other thing that we've been watching is well, three things. And it's all on YouTube, and they're basically people building and making things. One is it's a couple in Sicily called Leave Everything and Wander. There's this couple with this little child, and they're renovating their farm down in Sicily. They have olive trees, and they're building and making a little apartment. It's amazing to watch them try to make everything in their YouTube channel. It's hilarious. And then this Philip and Anna, this couple in France, they're renovating their chateau. We love watching them make their chateau. And the other one is this couple in Sweden, and they're renovating this series of buildings around this lake, and it's really quiet and it's mundane, but they're really good at like fixing and making things. So we're kind of obsessed with watching people make stuff. I don't know if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's the stage we're in right now. So
Oh, cool.
it's kind of weird. I'm not a typical pop culture consumer.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, is there do you have a go-to comfort show or movie?
A go-to comfort. Oh, It's a Wonderful Life, 100%. 100%.
That
Hands down.
I love that. Yeah, I have so many that I feel like I just rotate
No,
between
I'm sure. I'm
watching.
sure. My wife's one is It's Complicated, but that Nancy Meyers movie, It's Complicated. And
Oh,
it's just she watches it to fall asleep. It just
oh,
becomes it's like
yeah.
repetitive. So she just like loves it so much.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have like certain shows or movies that I put on just to fall asleep to because it's
What's your go-to to fall asleep movie?
oh um I'd say either for movies I'd say there's three that I change between. There's Shazam, Home Again and The Prom.
The Prom, nice.
Yeah.
Good. Good. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Lately though it's been for shows I've been just rewatching White Collar.
Oh, White Collar. My buddy Tim DeKay was on that show.
Oh
T
yeah.
Tim is a real good friend of mine, and Matt Bomer. I think they're trying to reboot it. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I've interviewed a couple people from the show. I've
yeah,
interviewed yeah, Matt Bomer and
yeah.
Tiffany
Tim,
Stephen and
Tim
Marsha
DeKay.
Thomason. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tim's a good
yeah.
buddy of mine.
Oh, that's so cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've been trying to find a way to reach out to him for an interview.
Well, I can connect you if you need to.
Well, oh, really? Oh,
Sure,
thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
you betcha.
Thank you. Um, so what song best describes your life right now?
Best describes my life right now. Oh, um, my gosh. That's a big one. I don't know. There's not even one. I can't think of one song. Um, I'm from Arkansas. We have a house up in a place up north of Santa Barbara, and we have an olive farm and we make olive oil. So we've become sort of farmers part-time. And I'm constantly listening to Italian music, Italian, farming music. So there's no specific song, but it's on the rotation. Spanish and Italian, farm music is what we're listening to. God, we must sound like a bunch of 75-year-old people right now. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm so not a showbiz person. So I mean, I'm in it, but I'm not in it. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing, but
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what is something people are always surprised to learn about you?
uh, that I do the voice of Superman, or I have been doing the voice of Superman for Warner Brothers for 17 years. They're always surprised to hear that, and that I do the video game voice of Sephiroth for Final Fantasy. And then also that I make olive oil. Those are three things that people are like, what? That's just what? So weird. Because most people know me from on camera, from different TV and movie stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
cool.
an actor's career just sort of does this his whole life, up and
Yeah.
down and around.
Yeah. Um, so what three words do you think best describe you?
Hmm. Um, Loyal, um, playful, uh, and pensive.
Oh, I love those.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think those are great.
Yeah.
So what book from your childhood left a lasting impact?
Huck Finn, Mark Twain's Huck Finn,
Oh,
Huckleberry Finn. It's one of my favorite books of all time.
cool.
Greatest book on so many levels. Oh.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
If I had a warning label, what would my uh um don't tell me that don't tell me there are big thunderstorms when I'm about to fly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like that one. I haven't heard
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
one. I like that. Um, so what movie or show do you find yourself quoting more often than you'd like?
Movie or TV show? Uh, more often than I like. Uh, but maybe Jan from the Brady Bunch. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Yeah, I mean, my most of my pop culture is literally from Gilligan's Island and the Brady Bunch and the Beverly Hillbillies. Well, doggy. I mean, it's not. No one knows this stuff except old guys like me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I feel like my brain is mostly just show and movie quotes
Right,
uh, um
right.
that I just constantly yeah,
Or
quote.
just turning over in your head all the time, huh? That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
And
are a true pop culture consumer, man.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, there's this one show there, The New Adventures of Old Christine, that is
Oh
um
yeah, that's
one
with
of my
Julius Dreyfus. Yeah,
yeah, and it's one of my all-time favorite shows, and I quote that show a lot, and
yeah,
usually nobody knows what I'm talking about.
yeah. Well, that's real smart writing. That was a really funny show.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's this one that scene where it just always stuck with me, that one of the characters is texting and ends a quote saying, like, he says XXOO LOL USA, and now I text that
Uh-huh.
and nobody knows that what I'm saying.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
I'm like, you have to watch The New
You
Adventures
gotta watch
of
the show.
Christine. Yeah. Because everybody is just always so confused when I text that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, classic Maya.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I also quote a lot of, yeah, Friends and Will and Grace. And usually people know Friends.
Right.
Sometimes people don't always get Will and Grace.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I would,
Two great shows for sure.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes, and
Mm,
this week my favorite quotation is by Chanel Miller, and it says, "I decide what I am capable of."
mm,
Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
mm. Um, we have there's a good quote that we were putting on the back of our olive oil bottle. It's called 10 Hands Olive Oil. And the back of the bottle says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today, which is a great quote, I think. I
Oh,
don't know who said it, but somebody said it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I love that
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, that is. I love that. Yeah. Um, well, that was my final question for
Good
you.
questions, Maya. Good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, I have just had the best time talking with you.
You
I
too. You too.
so appreciate your taking the time.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. I hope everything is great for you.
Thank
Okay.
you. You
You're welcome.
too. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.